Welcome back to the Resolution Room, where we turn tension into transformation through clarity, connection, and consistency. I'm your host, Dr. Nashay Lowe, and this is a space where we explore what's really underneath the moments that challenge us and how they can lead to something more honest, more human, and more whole. So let's get into it. There's a moment that every thoughtful leader hits at some point. You've done the trainings, earned the degrees, maybe even led a team or launched something meaningful. And yet you still start to feel friction. Not because you're failing, but because something deeper is shifting. That shift, it's usually not about skill. It's about alignment. In today's episode, I want to talk about what it really takes to lead from the inside out. The cost of clarity, the tension of visibility, and the quiet recalibration required when your outer leadership starts to outgrow your inner frameworks. This isn't a motivational episode. It's a call for a different kind of leadership. The kind that's sustainable, rooted, and deeply self-aware. Segment 1. Why traditional leadership models leave people burned out. A lot of what passes for leadership development is actually performance training. It teaches you how to look confident, how to speak in bullet points, and how to manage optics. But here's what it often misses. Leadership isn't about performing clarity. It's about cultivating it. And that's slow work, deep work. Work that most systems don't incentivize because it doesn't always translate neatly into KPIs. But without that inner clarity, what happens? Leaders get reactive instead of responsive, teams perform compliance instead of alignment, and institutions stagnate even if they look successful from the outside. I've seen this play out in boardrooms, classrooms, and community spaces alike. And I've taken those observations that I've seen the last decade, and now I walk with people through it. Not fixing them, not diagnosing them, but helping them ask better questions so the answers that emerge actually fit the lives that they want to lead. Segment 2. What clarity really requires. Clarity isn't clean. It's not a 5-step process with guaranteed results. It's a practice of facing things you've outgrown but kept because they were familiar. Sometimes that means unlearning leadership styles that were rewarded but unsustainable. Sometimes it means confronting the roles you've outlived, the fixer, the savior, the only one who can hold it all together. And sometimes it's as simple and as difficult as asking, what version of me is this leadership style still serving? That's the moment that separates performative leadership from transformational leadership. And most people only get there when the friction becomes too loud to ignore. The good news? That moment of tension, that pause you feel, isn't a sign you've lost. It's the invitation to lead differently. Segment 3. What I've learned working with teams and decision makers across sectors. In my work, whether facilitating a retreat, coaching executives, or guiding institutions through change, I've learned that most people don't need to be told what to do. They need space to hear themselves think. They need a container that can hold discomfort without collapsing. And they need frameworks that allow for both nuance and forward movement. That's what I strive to bring to the table. Not formulas, not gimmicks, but a structured, human-centered approach that honors both the complexity of systems and the individuality of people. Because the truth is, most conflict isn't about personality. It's about misalignment, competing needs, and unspoken values. And when we learn to name what's really happening beneath the surface, resolution becomes possible. Segment 4. A quiet reminder for the person listening. If you're listening to this and you've been carrying the weight of responsibility, the kind that doesn't always come with applause, I want to offer this. You don't have to figure it all out in isolation. You don't have to keep leading from a place of survival just because it's what you've always done. And you're allowed to update the way you move through the world as you evolve. That doesn't make you flaky, it makes you honest. And honesty is the soil where real leadership grows. If this conversation resonates, if you're in that in-between space of growth, tension, and quiet recalibration, there's space for you in my work. This is exactly what I support leaders, teams, and institutions through every day. You can head to lowinsights.com to learn more about how we can work together, or to sign up for insights I only share off the mic. Because clarity isn't just nice to have, it's the difference between leading from burnout and leading from within. Okay, redo the closing. If this conversation resonates, if you're in that in-between space of growth, tension, and quiet recalibration, there's space for you in my work. This is exactly what I support leaders, teams, and institutions through every day. You can head to www.lowinsights.com to learn more about how we can work together, or to sign up for insights I only share off the mic. Because clarity isn't just nice to have, it's the difference between leading from burnout and leading from within. As always, thank you for joining me in the Resolution Room. If this conversation moved you, challenged you, or gave you something to carry forward, consider supporting the show. You can explore our wearable wisdom collection in our Mind Shop, where each piece is designed to spark reflection and dialogue. You can also join our growing community for behind-the-scenes conversations, resources, and support of your own journey through tension and transformation. And if you just want to say thank you in a simple way, you can always buy me a coffee. Every gesture helps keep this space going. All the links are in the show notes. And until next time, keep building in the quiet, because that's what will carry you forward.